There are the first images of the successor of the Google Pixel 8 Pro. We're talking about the Google Pixel 9 Pro and even the first comparisons with the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Why many of you are likely looking forward to this smartphone as it fulfills a very big wish. I will reveal what I mean in this video and you'll learn about the Google Pixel 9 Pro. So stay tuned. My name is Oliver. Welcome to the Smartphone Blogger channel. Welcome back. Cool to have you back with us. In my hands, I still have the Google Pixel 8 Pro, which is a really great smartphone for many of you with a few issues. What exactly I mean by that, you'll find out in my review of this device. However, regarding the Google Pixel 9 series, a total of 4 devices are set to hit the market. These include the Google Pixel 9, Google Pixel 9 Pro, a larger Google Pixel 9, and a second Pixel Fold. The unveiling of all these devices is scheduled for October. And now there are the first real images of the Google Pixel 9 Pro. But beware, it has something special. What I mean, I'll explain now. And before we lose time, I would say, let's get started. In general, there have been some changes to the design language of the Google Pixel 9 Pro, and the savvy ones among you will notice that the back now resembles the Google Pixel Fold. I did not like this camera bump because the Google Pixel 8 definitely looks better as it simply completes the overall look. However, Google has its own unique way of doing things, so you have to become accustomed to it. But let's get to the highlight of the Google Pixel 9 Pro, the smaller version, as it simply has 6.1 inches. And that should delight many of you who constantly complain. They want a more compact smartphone with pro features. What Apple has actually been offering all along. By the way, they are growing from 6.1 to 6.3 inches, and Google is doing it the other way around. With 6.1 inches, the Google Pixel 9 Pro will be equipped with a smaller display. Additionally, there is of course the OLED display, LTPO tech up to 120 Hz. I'm curious to see how much power the whole thing will have at its peak. I found that with the Google Pixel 8 Pro really well done, as it was already very bright and exactly what I wanted. For those of you who want a titanium frame, you'll have to wait a bit longer because from the pictures it's definitely not a titanium frame, so it's a pro feature that has been saved a bit. I find it unfortunate, but there are things that would trigger me much more. Let's continue with the processor, and here of course the Google Tensor G chip comes into play. It will be manufactured by Samsung again, most likely for the last time, and with that there is a lot of hope that maybe in the 5th generation the whole thing will really improve. What we can anticipate is the arrival of Android 15, as it will be seamlessly integrated into the smartphone using Gemini, which is Google's advanced artificial intelligence technology. Whether it will be an extra button or a gesture that activates the whole thing, that is not yet completely clear. But I think it's really cool that they're integrating AI so directly because Google just has to catch up here. By the way, it would be extremely cool of you if you give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to this YouTube channel, then you won't miss anything in the future, such as also the video for the Google Pixel 8a releasing soon. So you notice there's a lot happening on the channel, so be sure to subscribe and hit the bell. More highlights in Android 15, maybe the desktop mode will finally come, which many have been looking forward to. In terms of performance, there will also be an upgrade, as we will finally have 16 GB of RAM available, and I think that's really important because we will once again receive 7 years of update guarantee, and the more RAM you have, the better the whole thing will be in the end. Because I found it quite interesting, Killian already mentioned in his video about the iPhone 6, that of course in the end the demands are much higher on a smartphone, and for that you naturally need more memory. And especially with Android, this is extremely important. Too bad, the smallest version will start again with 128 GB. I also find it a bit silly because they could have easily started with 256 at the same price to attract more people. But there is another highlight with this small Pro model. While I was a bit negative about the back earlier because I preferred the one in the ER series, now in the small Pro version, there is a periscope camera. And that's really cool, we didn't have that in the ER base version. Here, with the Pro and the smaller display, you also get a periscope camera. This means that it's all integrated in this way. Actually an advantage over Apple because that was only available in the Pro Max there. They will also rely on a new main camera. Behind it, there is once again a Samsung lens. I am curious to see how well the whole thing harmonizes overall. On the back, we also have a flash, and I'm not sure about the thermometer, what Google was thinking there, because it was already determined in the 8th row that it is not well received and does not work well in reality, so maybe that could have been saved. But let's push it aside. Google knows what Google is doing. When it comes to the battery, one will at least have the capacity of the Google Pixel 8 if that is taken as the basis. It seems that there will also be no updates on the charging topic. Overall, I find Google's initiative to expand the range good. Even if the differences may be rather marginal, many of you are likely to feel addressed, as there will simply be a Pro device with smaller dimensions, and I'm just curious to see how well the whole thing works. By the way, they also compared the whole thing in the pictures with the iPhone 14 Pro Max, so you know the scale. And assuming that the iPhone 14 Pro Max with a screen size of 6.7 inches is then slightly larger, a lot of you should be pleased to actually experience a handheld device that you can manage more effectively. Feel free to write your opinion on the Google Pixel 9 Pro smaller variant down below in the comments. I am curious if you are potential buyers, as I can also imagine that the prices will increase. As always, I want to say thank you very much for being part of this video. Stay healthy, take care, see you soon, your smartphone blogger.